welcome back to our garden out here at Channel 3. Hey guys, we are all organic. We're growing a lot of things and the weather is starting to warm up. Take a look, we've got some raised beds out here we've been working on. Had them out here for quite a while. They're about 4 foot wide and about 12 to 15 foot long, and they are the ideal situation for really growing out here in the desert Southwest. Why? Is because we grow a lot of tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. In fact, we're getting ready for those guys right now. What you want to do is you want to start working the soil. First off, lots of compost in the soil. In fact, anywhere from 6 inches of compost on top of the soil, put in approximately 12 inches into the soil. So you want to mix that real well into the soil. It likes a lot of compost. And the other things you want to add in, a little bit of desert soil booster, and of course a lot of bone meal. Why bone meal? We're trying to grow fruit, and this is the ideal situation for developing a lot of flowers on those plants, like those eggplants, tomatoes, and peppers. And of course, we want to stimulate that microbial action in the soil. So a little bit of sugar or molasses, the ideal situation, about a 1/4 cup per gallon of water. Just sprinkle it around the garden and it will actually stimulate microbial action that will help break down a lot of those trace elements that's so important to growing those. And last but not least, prevent a lot of diseases. I've used this a lot of times, and it's called cornmeal, and it's real easy. It's the same stuff you're making your cornbread out of, and it holds up real well out here in the desert Southwest. Why? Because of the fact that cornmeal actually prevents a lot of those bad types of pathogens that have a tendency to grow out here in our soil. Now let's go on and let's talk about our tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. There's a lot of different varieties out here. We've got a couple up here. These are the Sweet 100s and Celebrities. This is a Celebrity, very disease resistant. Real important, short season variety tomato, holds up well out here in the desert Southwest and gives you a lot of tomatoes, as does your Sweet 100s, which are your smaller type tomatoes. You notice they're in 1 gallon tubs. In fact, Bob, go on down there, you can see those. The larger the plant, the better off you are, because in fact we have very short seasons. We got about 90 days to grow these guys, so you've got to purchase as large a plants as possible. When we plant these fairly deep. I'm going to show you in the second segment how to plant these. But let's talk a little bit about the different types of peppers we put out here. And again, they are short season varieties. We want to make sure those peppers aren't planted too low. In fact, a little bit higher than the adjacent soil is the ideal situation. And last but not least, our eggplants right over here. So all those are going to go in our second segment. We're going to show you how to plant these guys, what type of mulch that actually promotes a lot of growth on these guys, and of course, how to fertilize them and fertilize them correctly so we get the maximum amount of production, fruit production on our plants. We'll be back with more Good Morning Arizona right after this.